So virtual reality in regard to social work makes complete sense because it comes back to that new way of training that people can relate to. Social work is a challenging industry. Sometimes new employees, people starting on their careers, they're thrown into situations that are uncomfortable or potentially dangerous with, let's face it, very little hands-on training. I mean, they've perhaps gone through a series of training sessions with PowerPoint and they see images, but they haven't done it. What VR training brings to the table is the fact that they can actually experience a simulation based on real-world events that allow them to become more familiar or to practice best practices. And when you're dealing with a dangerous situation or potentially dangerous situation, that training could be the difference between, well, a good outcome and maybe not so good outcome. So how do you create it? Well, from our standpoint, when you're dealing with real people and real processes, 360 video training content is probably the best method because that simulation is real life. And the alternative, of course, is computer-based VR simulation. It's serious gaming, but it's a little bit like a cartoon. So let's talk today in regard to social work about 360 video-based simulations. So you can actually role play given circumstances that a new employee may deal with out in the field. And they can actually experience that. They can look for hazards within the home environment, hazards that might be challenging or even dangerous for a child, for instance. And maybe they have to go out and do an assessment to see if frankly, the parents aren't doing what they should do as far as raising their children. That's a very challenging circumstance. And frankly, if there's drugs involved, if there's alcohol involved, you can't depend on people acting rationally. VR can simulate that circumstance to the point that you can practice it over and over again and refine your skills. And once you get out in that hands-on, boots on the ground circumstance, you're prepared. You're ready to deal with the circumstance. So virtual reality in regard to social work makes complete sense because it comes back to that new way of training that people can relate to versus spending 2 hours in front of a PowerPoint presentation or maybe something as simple as clicking through an e-learning course. So does virtual reality or VR training apply to social work? Absolutely. If you'd like to learn more, click on the button below. We'd be happy to schedule a 30-minute call just to talk about the needs of your organization and how it might apply to this new technology. You can always check our website for further information, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.